You have the defendant on the stand telling this story of being abused by his wife for years, and some detailed examples of her grabbing his crotch and twisting his genitals, and some other sort of disturbing events that he says happened during this. But that version doesn't seem to match up with the version that the jury saw, and that was his wife running around the house away from him, and he is chasing her down. He eventually shoots her, kills her, reloads, shoots her some more. What's your take on this defense strategy, his performance so far on direct, when you factor in that video?
Well, the video speaks volumes. I mean, you can't get around the video. There's no way. The fact that he may have been a battered husband, which is very well possible, and that may have been going on, I don't think it's going to defend or get him an acquittal when we have this video. Because this video shows something entirely different, and it does not show someone who is scared and petrified for their life. So as much sympathy hearing that story, which he was very graphic about what had allegedly happened to him, I does not think that it makes up or it even runs consistently with how someone, if they were a battered spouse, would react as what we're seeing in this video.
This witness, because what they are arguing is extreme emotional disturbance, something that under Kentucky law could be a partial defense. It could lessen this to manslaughter or get him an acquittal.
Well, there's an argument for in the heat of the moment. I don't think they're going to get an acquittal. Maybe they'll get a lesser, but I just don't think that the jury is buying this. I'm not getting the feeling that they're buying that. I think you guys had spoken earlier that we may have had a roid rage situation, and that actually is more on point with, I think, what we're seeing in this video. Now, as discussed earlier, do you want to take that defense? That was really the reason, and but it would explain this emotional disturbance that this expert is saying, because it would have triggered him, and then you would have had a severe reaction.
How do you handle him on cross? Is it an aggressive cross, we don't believe a word you're saying kind of thing, or more nuanced? How would you handle the cross-examination of this defendant?
I think even though he is coming across as very weak and docile, I think that you really have to come a little more aggressively with him and catch him in the lies or the inconsistencies. That in that moment when he actually did kill her, what was going on? Not that there was all this other stuff that had happened. And I think that, there's been some touch upon like why he reported it, but he didn't leave her. There's a lot of unanswered questions that I think that are in the jury's head as well, that on cross, you've got to dive into.
Alexis, when I'm hearing this, it's reminding me of the times that I would be sitting inside of these courtrooms and trials, reporting for Court TV, and I would prefer sometimes to wear the headphones that we would get that would be plugged into the microphone system there in the courthouse, because I could hear much more clearly the evidence, and especially when there was video being played, because sometimes the acoustics in a courtroom can make it difficult to make out every word. So I'm almost guaranteeing these jurors are going to hear something a bit different once they put on those headphones. But do you think it's biased, as the defense argues?
Not at all. I think that taking and giving them headphones so they can clearly hear what's on the video is not biased at all. And you're right, there's times that you have aired different trials and we can't really understand what's being said. And the point is that the juror should be able to hear what is clearly being said and making their own determination when they hear that, what they're going to do with this case.